and Germany have condemned Israel's approval of thousands of new illegal settlement units in the E1 area of the occupied West Bank, warning it will undermine the two-state solution and violate international law. This comes after Israeli media reported that Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich approved the construction of 3,401 settler units in Ma'ale Adumim, east of Jerusalem, and 3,515 more in surrounding areas. The project aims to split the West Bank into northern and southern parts, isolating East Jerusalem. The Turkish Foreign Ministry said the move disregards international law and United Nations resolutions and targets the territorial integrity of the State of Palestine, the basis for a two-state solution, and hopes for lasting peace. It has also reportedly reaffirmed Turkey's support for an independent Palestinian state based on 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. Meanwhile, UN spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric has said that Israel's move would put an end to prospects of a two-state solution, while EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas slammed the plan as a breach of international law. On the other hand, in response to the move, the U.S. State Department has said that a stable West Bank keeps Israel secure and is in line with the Trump administration's goal to achieve peace in the region. Now we're joined by Yossi Cooper-Wasser. He's an Israeli intelligence and security expert, joins us live from Tel Aviv. Thank you, Yossi, for joining us today. Good to see you. Now, how do you interpret How do you interpret the Minister Smotrich's announcement about this plan? Was it something that was planned from before, or it's a news to you too?
Well, the plans were there for a long time, but there was no intention to implement them because we wanted to keep the relations with France, the UK, Canada, Australia, and all these countries that have threatened now to recognize a Palestinian state well, and to avoid clashes with them. And they are against this plan. So we tried not to get into a conflict with those countries. But now that these countries have already decided that they are going to recognize the Palestinian state, which is a threat to Israel's security, and they made no commitment, they asked for no commitment from the Palestinians to change their narrative that is all about destroying Israel as a precondition for recognizing this Palestinian state. There's no point in holding the execution of these plans for longer time, and that's why Smotrich has decided to move forward with it, to clarify to the countries that have decided to recognize the Palestinian state that there's a price coming up with it, and that's the issue of the timing. For the merit itself, I think that it's important for Jerusalem to be a part of a populated area by Israelis, and if we don't build in this area called E1, then there is a divide between the capital Jerusalem and the communities east of it. So this is important, and this doesn't, unlike what people say, this doesn't preclude the possibility of a connection between northern West Bank and southern West Bank, because there is a road partly already built and can be finished that connects the north and the south of the West Bank over the areas that are going to be constructed. So it's not an obstacle to building a Palestinian state in the future. Once the Palestinians decide that they are going to recognize Israel's Jewish state, stop paying salaries to terrorists, stop dreaming about another 7th of October, acknowledge the fact that Jews have a connection to this piece of land, and so on and so forth. Now, regarding the question of illegal activity and international law and all of that, this area that is a disputed land between us and the Palestinians. We have very strong claims to this piece of land. This is the place where our nation was born, and this is a part of the place that the British have received the mandate from the international community to establish a Jewish homeland. So it's not that we don't have a claim for this piece of land. Those who took it without a legal international justification were the Arabs back in 1948. And now we are trying to deal with this matter through negotiations with the Palestinians. But the Palestinians are refusing to even consider any kind of land that leaves an Israeli Jewish state in any part of Palestine. It's what they call Palestine, what we call land of Israel.
And do you think, Yossi, do you think that among or after all the reasons that you have mentioned, other than that, do you think Minister Smotrich is saying that to maybe become more popular in Israel?
Of course he does. There is a political aspect to it as well, but it's beyond politics. It has a political aspect, but it's beyond politics because this is a move that was probably, according to Smotrich, it was approved by the Prime Minister Netanyahu, and so he didn't identify himself directly with it, and probably also got the green light from the Americans, judging by what the State Department said about it. So it's not only politics.